Hey everybody, it's Andrew Martin from Andrew Martin Energy, and this is your weekly Oracle card reading for August 2nd. Is it August 2nd? Yes, August 2nd through August 8th. Here we are in August. This is your first official Oracle card reading for August. Super excited to be with you today. Really happy to see what the cards have to say. I don't know about you, but I'm continuing to feel the intensity ramp up as I expected that it would for the remainder of the year. Before we jump into it, I'll let you know that August 8th, this coming Sunday, I'm doing an online gathering for the Lionsgate, so we're going to be doing some energy activations. I'll put the I'll put the link in the description box rather, so that you can check that out. Really looking forward to this one. The Lionsgate gatherings are always super potent, and I haven't done one in a couple of years, so I'm really looking forward to gathering. So again, that'll be this Sunday the 8th. Everyone who signs up will get an MP3 recording of the event, so even if you can't attend live, you will still get to experience the energy work through the replay. So this is what we're doing here. We're doing your weekly Oracle card reading. Think of it as like the weather forecast, but we're not talking about the weather, we're talking about the energy. This is how I do it. I draw 3 cards, one for Monday, Tuesday, a second for Thursday. Wait, do I know what days of the week it are? I draw 1 card for Monday, Tuesday, a second for Wednesday, Thursday, and a third for Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And then at the end of the reading, I'll draw the 4th card, and that is the answer to your question. And that will be an opportunity for you to take some time, stop the video if you want to, take a breath and connect, and then ask whatever question you're dying to know the answer to. And the card that I draw will be your answer. Obviously, I'm reading for the collective. So if you are looking for something specific and unique to your situation, you can go to andrewmartin.energy, check out my website, and you will see that I offer private readings, so you can also get your own personal Oracle card reading. So I'm going to shuffle these cards and wake them up, but as always, I'm going to request that while I am shuffling them, you take a second and hit the subscribe button, then turn on the notifications, and then if you like this video, go ahead and share it. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm going to go ahead and shuffle these cards, get them moving, and I will see you in a second. Okay, here we go. Those cards were ready to go. I talk about this every week, but last week the cards were super sluggish and super slow to come around. Felt like I was shuffling for like an hour. But today they were on point, they were fast, they were clean, they were flying through that shuffle, so they are ready to go. So we have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then at the end of the reading, we'll draw your card for the question. So Monday, Tuesday. Monday and Tuesday, this is the card that I drew. This is light. Anything that has a black border denotes a major arcana. So this deck is based upon the traditional tarot. And this card, I believe, is the star in the traditional tarot. And there's so much that I love about this. Number one, I just love the image. Look at this person surrounded by light. Light is moving in, light is moving up, light is moving out of her hands, it's moving out of her face, it's coming to her. She is built of light, she is surrounded by light, she is filled with light. It is all just light. And we have the 19 here, which reduces to a 1, right? If we're adding 9 and 1, we get the 10, which reduces to a 1. Here's the message for Monday and Tuesday. This is a new beginning, and she is looking up because she's finally got it. She's finally found that connection. She has finally realized that the thing standing in front of her is not a block. The thing standing in front of her is not a barrier. It's not in her way. It's a stepping stone. The thing that you feel is blocking you, the thing that you think is standing in your way, it's not blocking you. It's not standing in your way. It is simply a stepping stone asking you to level up your awareness, level up your belief, level up what you think you are capable of, level up what you think you are worthy of, level up your opinion of who and what you believe yourself to be. This is the T. This is where we are. As we are proceeding through the rest of this year, things are going to continue to separate in the sense that there's only one truth, and that's your truth. And you have a decision to make, my friend. You can decide to let the external world tell you what is true. You can let the external world tell you what is real. You can let the external world, with all of its fear and all of its chaos and all of its illusions and all of its corruption and all of its distortion, dictate to you what reality is. Or you can decide to go within. You can decide to tap into your own source of light, your own divine spark, and you can choose and decide to level up to the awareness that you are. You can reach your hand up and say to yourself at that highest level, hey, higher self, hey, creator self, hey, big self. In the beginning, I just called it Big Andrew, Little Andrew. I'm Little Andrew, and Big Andrew is the rest of me. And in the beginning, I would just say, hey, Big Andrew, I need a leg up. I'm ready to go. What do I need to know? What do I need to feel? What do I I need to see in order to become the best version of me that I can? That's really all you got to do. And then allow what wants to move through you to move through you. Are you at the point where you are ready to believe that energy serves you? Are you at the point where you are ready to accept that every single particle is the center of the universe? You are nothing but a collection of particles. And so you are the center of your universe. Everything in your reality is pointing towards you as a mirror, as a portal, as an opportunity for you to step into the truth of who and what you are. You are divinely guided. You are made of light, and this card is here to acknowledge that. And the 1 and the 9 reducing to 1, reducing to 10, which we take away the 0 and we're left with a 1, it's a new step. It's a new beginning. And where you are is you have taken that first step across the threshold. And it may not make sense at first. It may seem very, very strange and surreal, kind of like when Dorothy wakes up in Oz and she's like, whoa. Back in Kansas, everything was black and white. Back in Kansas, it was a very small world. Back in Kansas, it was familiar, it was comfortable, and it was something that I knew very, very well. Suddenly, I wake up in Oz, where everything is Technicolor, and I'm experiencing interactions with beings that I have never witnessed before. I'm seeing statues come to life. I'm seeing animals talk. I'm seeing, good fairies float out of the sky in a pink bubble of light. So just because you don't necessarily understand where you are from the mental perspective, who cares? The only thing that matters is that your heart feels the resonance of your choices, that your heart feels the resonance of where you are, that the choices you are making feel expansive, they feel liberating. Here is the truth. If every choice and every decision, only one of two things is happening. You are either moving towards yourself or away from yourself, and that's as clear as it gets. And in moments such as this that we are entering on Monday and Tuesday, where we are literally in a new version of reality and it's not entirely clear exactly how things operate, oftentimes the only way we know how to gauge our choices is by the way we feel. And when you are moving closer to yourself, to the center, to the source, to the light, it feels liberating. It feels invigorating. It feels exciting. It feels inspiring. It might feel a little bit anxious. You might be a little bit nervous because you're stepping outside of the comfort zone, but it's kind of that anxiety and that nervousness that you get on like a roller coaster, right? It's like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And it's going to the peak and then zoom, it goes down and you are suddenly like in this free fall. And there's this experience and this perception of just chaos, and you are being shot out of a cannon and you're just barreling down this track at 1,000,000 miles an hour. But there's still a track. You're still on course. You're still exactly where you need to be, and it doesn't matter whether or not the mind understands it. Like I said last week, this is a feeling thing. This is a being thing. This is a vibrational, energetic thing, and whether or not the mind gets it is totally irrelevant. I promise you the mind will catch up. But this idea that we have been sold, that we have to have an academic or logical or rational understanding or explanation for everything, is the fucking stupidest thing I have ever heard in my life. You are a being of light. And looking in the mirror, what you see is a physical body. So that in and of itself doesn't make sense, right? So stop looking for explanations from a world that is falling. Stop looking for validation from a world that is erupting in chaos and breaking down. You are the source of all that you seek. And it is because the light that you are is here. You can't escape it. You can't deny it. You can't avoid it. It's like gravity. It is. Light is everything. It is a wave and it is a particle. It is a field. It is a frequency. And the sooner that you accept that everything in your experience is here to serve you and guide you back home, the easier things are going to get. That's Monday, Tuesday. Then Wednesday, Thursday, we have emotional withdrawal. Now, we've seen this card a few times, if I'm not mistaken, over the past couple of months, or maybe it's just been coming up in readings. I love here that we have the number 8 too. And to me, 8 is the number of infinity, because if you take the 8 and turn it on its side, you get the infinity symbol. 8 is the number of infinity. 8 is the number of that eternal flow. 8 is the number of that divine abundance and just that flow of the life force energy that moves through all things. And what I love here, and in this deck, when we're looking at a green border, we're talking about matters of the heart. And so the emotional withdrawal card is coming up for Wednesday, Thursday. And what I see here is this person is bowing in reverence to the feminine self, to the emotional self, to the watery, intuitive, deep, true self. That's what this human being is showing up in reverence to and in service of, because when we're looking at things through a spiritual lens, the water represents the emotional self. It almost always represents the feminine self. It represents the intuition. It represents those primordial forces of creation. You know, the idea of the water as things rising from and being born out of the water. So the water in this sense is talking about your own flow. It's talking about your own rhythms and your own cycles. It's talking about your own feminine knowing, your own feminine being. And if you allow it, it will guide you to exactly where you need to be midweek. But then also in a larger picture, everything that is occurring from now to the end of the year is setting you up to the perfect location, the perfect experience, the perfect situation for all that you have been building so diligently this year to manifest. So your job, really, not only for Wednesday and Thursday, but for the rest of the year, is to show up in service of the truth of who and what you are. This is what I know without a doubt. When you show up in service of your life, when you show up with willingness and curiosity, your life instantly turns right around and returns the favor back to you. So it is this symbiotic, interdependent creation that we are always in the midst of with everything, with creation, with spirit, with source. And the way that we ensure that we are the closest to ourself and to source and to center that we can be is we just show up in reverence of that which we know to be true. So for Wednesday and Thursday, get quiet, get still, and just drop as deeply into yourself as you can. Go into your inner landscape and begin to get really, really still and ask source, ask spirit, ask self. What do you want me to know? What do you want me to see? What do you want me to feel? I am showing up in service of the truth of who and what I am, and I ask that it also shows up to connect with me. It's really just about setting an intention that is clear and opening yourself up to receive. The place that we are right now, and that's what I feel the number 8 is supporting, is this idea of eternity, of infinity, of the constant non-stop change and dance and fluctuations of becoming that we are always in. So just allow. It's only you anyway. The only thing we ever find out there when we're in our spiritual travels and in our spiritual journeys is just another version of self, another version of source. So no matter what you experience this week, require that you proceed with the belief and understanding that it is here in service of you. Now, the emotional withdrawal piece, this is something that I just want to acknowledge, and I've talked about this before, and I feel like we're still in a little bit of an overlap of the intensity that we have been going through the past couple of months, and a lot of the releasing, a lot of the collapsing, a lot of the letting go that you have been doing, girl, it's taken its toll, right? Like, it's been good work, it's been positive work, it's been necessary work, but it hasn't always been easy, and it has felt quite often emotionally exhausting and draining and depleting. So I think what this card is saying is, it's okay if you feel tired. It's okay if you want to take a rest. It's okay if you say, Spirit, I just need like 24 hours time out. I just want to take a bath and take a nap and get cozy, and I just need a second to come back to center, to come back to self, to come back to source, and just be. It's perfectly okay to request this, especially when we're in the midst of an intensity like we are now. So for Wednesday and Thursday, just show up for yourself. Allow what needs to be felt from the emotional perspective. Allow that emotional body to have its voice. Simply show up in service of it. Simply trust that the part of you that holds the emotions that are coming to the surface, all it is doing is trying to get your attention. And all you have to do is show up and be curious. All you have to do is show up and be willing to hear the story. And I promise you, in return, those knots, those challenges, and those difficulties will begin to unravel themselves before your eyes. And instantly it will become clear what they have for you, why they're here, and what it's time to do. So just allow yourself to be present, because here's the thing, spirit isn't always loud. Spirit has no agenda. Spirit has nothing to prove. So those voices of the subtle realms, those voices of the inner landscape, those voices of your team, of yourself, sometimes they're very quiet. Sometimes they're very still, and sometimes you have to listen really, really closely to hear them. So I would say for Wednesday and Thursday, the best thing you could do, just get quiet. If you're near a large body of water, go have a beach day, to the lake, to the ocean, to the river, whatever, and just allow yourself to tune into that cycle and that rhythm. Because where we are right now is as we move more closely to self, and as our creator self and our higher aspects continue to move in and merge with us in form, we are finding that it becomes a much more unique experience, and the individual and the individuation that you are becomes so important for you to listen to your rhythms, listen to your cycles, listen to that inner landscape, and allow it to guide you and to tell you what's up. All right, so Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we are positive movement forward. Dun, 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 dun. I love this card. Okay, there's a million reasons why I love this card. Number one, we're looking at the red border. And again, in this deck, a red border denotes the physical material plane. So we're talking about actual physical positive movement forward. This isn't a concept. This is an idea. This isn't a vision board. This is actually seeing progress. This is actually taking steps. You may even be making a physical move as we're at the beginning of the the beginning of the month. It would not surprise me if you have a move coming up. I'm getting the sense that a lot of you actually are going to even see shifts in your job situation. Like suddenly it'll come to an end and suddenly another opportunity will pop up. Or suddenly that interview that you had like 3 months ago, you never heard back, you thought it was history, and they're going to email you back and say, oh my God, this is what happened, and we think you're the perfect person for the job. That's what I'm seeing is potential for Friday, Saturday, Sunday. There's a couple of things we want to look at here though. The number 8, again, we've got that infinity symbol. We've got that non-stop eternal flow of life force, of energy that is moving through you. And as you continue to remember the truth of who and what you are, you begin to see that every single experience that you have holds nothing but the raw potential for what you are to create. So allow yourself to be pushed, to be dragged, to be called forward. Allow yourself to hook into that slingshot of energy that wants to be released. And I also think that this is talking about this Sunday, the 8th, with this Lionsgate portal that always happens at the end of July towards the middle of August. The date shifts every year because the rising of Sirius is what this whole experience is built around. And so it's not always on August 8th, but we celebrate on August 8th because we just do. Allow yourself to move through this passage. Allow the lightning speed jump start that's going to come for you this weekend to carry you where you want to go. It's so hilarious and also frustrating as someone who does this work to so often watch people beg and plead for what they want, and then it shows up and they go, oh God, no, I can't do that. I don't want that. Wait, I have to do that. It's like we say, I want a sign, and then you get your sign and you say, oh, I don't want that sign. I want a different sign. So stop resisting what's here for you, my friend. Stop saying no to what shows up, especially after you've gone through the intensity that you've gone through and you've been begging and pleading and beseeching the heavens and the stars to show mercy. And then it shows up and you go, oh, well, that's not what I wanted. Oh, I don't like that. I don't want that. Stop it. Stop it. Stop standing in your own way and allow this energy, this momentum to carry you forward. There's one more thing that I want to point to here. In this card, there's only one person in the boat. We are at a point where you may see yourself moving away from people, family, relationships, friendships, colleagues, groups, communities, circles. I've talked about this recently, and what I have come to realize is that predominantly a spiritual journey and a spiritual awakening is just about loss of old ideas, loss of old beliefs, loss of old identities, loss of trauma, loss of wounding, loss of triggers, and a loss of people who no longer align and vibrate with who and what we are. So this boat is also showing us that you got to stay close to your truth. You got to stay close to your rhythm. These water, again, we're seeing the water show up. So this is the second sign that we're getting here about the water, the emotional self, the intuitive self, the feminine self, the eternal, infinite, watery, like unstructured, unformed self. That is what's carrying you forward. It is this momentum that feels like a rocket. So let it carry you forward and stay true to you. Stay in your boat. Do not, at any cost, by any means, step out of your boat and go try to bail someone else out. You got to get right with yourself before you can be of service to anyone. And oftentimes that requires saying, I'm sorry, I'm not in a place where I can help you right now. I can support you energetically. I can support you emotionally. I can support you with love. But if it requires me climbing out of my own boat and getting off of my path, I've got to say no. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday may call you to say no, and it might be a hard no. Friday, Saturday, Sunday may call you to walk away from some people or relationships in your life that have been there for you, that have been a sort of a seemingly a permanent part of your experience. You got to do you. You got to do you. Please, for the love of God, do not sacrifice your own well-being, your own dreams, and your own vision for somebody else's. You can root them on, you can hope for them, you can pray for them, you can light a candle for them, but please do not sacrifice yourself for them. The martyr game is over. Climb down off the cross and build something useful with that wood. Please, please, stay in your own boat. Stay in your own lane and let yourself be carried at lightning speed towards this next chapter. That looks good to me. So now what we're going to do is we're going to draw the card for your question. Again, this is how we do it. You just take a second. You can pause the video if you like. Get still, close your eyes, say a prayer, take a breath, or just ask a question and know that the card that I'm about to draw is the answer to your question. And of course, again, if you want a specific reading for you, you can always book one at Andrew Martin Energy. But let's see, what is the card? Oh, haven't seen one of these in a while. The answer to your question is yes, but only if you really, really feel that the wisdom, the guidance, the information that you're getting is coming from you, is coming from within, is coming through that crown channel from your higher aspects, from your higher intelligence, from your higher self. Your creator self is speaking to you through your higher awareness and those higher levels. So pay attention. Listen really, really closely. And in fact, I'm going to retract that yes. And I'm going to say that I don't know if it's a yes or no. But the way you're going to know is by how you feel. And here's what I say these days. If it's not a hell yes, it's a fuck no. So unless every single cell in your body is saying yes, 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 then say no. Or say, I don't know, I'll get back to you. Because you may find that within 24 hours, you have a completely different perspective on whatever it is that's in front of you right now. So before you answer, before you commit, and again, taking this into consideration, if it is calling you to step out of your lane, step out of your boat, step out of who you know yourself to be right now, don't do it. If it feels like, oh, I don't know, and there's a difference between being uncomfortable because you're going outside of your comfort zone and being uncomfortable because you're walking into the lion's den and you're about to do something that you're going to regret, or that is not healthy for you, or that is not good for you, or that is just not correct for you at this time. So just because you're a little anxious or a little nervous doesn't mean it's a no. But listen, pay attention, get clear, and if there's any doubt within you, buy yourself some time. Say, you know what? Give me 12 hours. Give me 24 hours. And the request for more time will give you a very clear, it could give you a very clear idea of who this person is. Because if you say to this person, you know what? I like that idea, but I'm not entirely sure. Can you just give me a day to think about it? And they get all bent out of shape and they get all worked up and they get all freaked out. That's something to pay attention to. Why is it that you can't give me just a day to think about it, right? So be curious. I wouldn't say be suspicious, but be curious about the response that comes if you're asking for more space. But the short answer is, as long as it feels true, as long as it feels good, as long as it feels like it's you, say yes. Otherwise, no. No, no, no. Doubt means don't. If it's just, again, if it's not a hell yes, it's a fuck no. That's as clear as I can be. There you go, everybody. Thank you as always for watching. I hope you have a fabulous week. Be sure to check out the Lionsgate info in the description below. That's going to be an amazing, amazing event, and I would love for you to participate. As always, I thank you for watching. If you feel this work has been of value, feel free to make a donation. I'll leave that information in the description box too. Again, andrewmartin.energy if you want to book a session. I love you. Thank you for watching. Have a fabulous week. Mwah. See you later.